What's up, everybody? It's Winning Wednesday. You already know the vibes. It's your girl, Brandi, Harvey. Drop where you're listening from, where you're watching from. It's Winning Wednesday. It's the first Winning Wednesday of 2026. How y'all doing? I see Bermuda's in the house. Atlanta, Georgia's in the building. Cleveland, Ohio is most definitely in the house. It's Winning Wednesday. How y'all doing? Good to see y'all. Danielle is in the building. Miss Smalls is in the building. We got our good folks, all the regulars checking in. It's Winning Wednesday. How y'all doing? Good to see y'all. It's good to be seen and not viewed, as my mama said. So listen, good to see y'all. It's Winning Wednesday. This brim is looking bent. How y'all doing? Good to see y'all. Raquel said I caught you live. Ohio's in the building. Good to see y'all. It's Winning Wednesday. Yeah, y'all, it's 2026. I think I got lint in my hair or some lotion or something in this lock. I just saw it online. How y'all doing this Winning Wednesday? Y'all, I said I'm not going to be before you long, but I got on here early because your girl got an appointment. I got to get somewhere. I got to be somewhere. I got something to do. So I said, let me get on here early because I know an hour should be enough, but just in case it's not, I got a little time to get on over. It was me. It was my fault. It was not. It was me, y'all. Y'all know my technology be challenged sometimes, but it's Winning Wednesday. How y'all doing? Good to see y'all. Nashville, Tennessee. Columbia's in the building. Good to see you. It's Winning Wednesday. Good afternoon, beloved. How you doing? They said good afternoon, beloved. Beloved, it's good to see you in the building. Good to see y'all. It's Winning Wednesday. Toronto's in the building. Dallas, Texas in the building. Good to see y'all. It's Winning Wednesday. Y'all, let me just go ahead and say it because I need y'all to know what time it is. I need y'all to understand what we're doing in 2026. If you didn't know, my word for the year is audacity. I'm being so audacious this year. I'm having so much audacity this year. Baby, I'm about to say some things that y'all didn't know I was going to say. I'm about to be asking for some stuff y'all didn't know I was going to ask for. I'm about to walk into rooms I didn't know was my room, but baby, I'm going to make it my room in 2026. I don't know about you, but baby, I'm so ready. I already been implementing this, okay? Let me just tell y'all. I really started implementing this back in October. I sent an email. A company asked me to participate and do this event, do a trip. And I said, oh, okay, well, if they want me to do this, I ain't never been on a cruise. Just some little known Black history fact about me. I have traveled all around the world. Your girl ain't never been on no cruise. I think my ancestors, I got the PTSD from my ancestors. I don't want to go on the boat with you whites, okay? But how y'all doing? Good to see y'all. It's Winning Wednesday, Brooklyn, New York. Good to see you in the building. So I said in October, you guys, in October, I started exercising my audacity in October. I started exercising my audacity in October. Y'all, good to see you. Jackson, Mississippi's in the building. I started exercising my audacity in October, and I said, oh, okay, y'all want me to come? I sat up here. Now, this is what y'all need to be using chat for. While y'all using chat for all these to be your therapist, please stop. Okay, y'all using Chat GPT to be your therapist. We don't need you to use chat to be your therapist. Okay, we need y'all to use chat to be more audacious in how you ask for things, more audacious in how you think about things, more audacious in how you see things. And so I put in chat, I put the cruise, I put what they got, I put all the things, I put it in there, and I said, I formulated an email. I said, this is what will make my trip very comfortable. It will make my trip I can show up as my best self. And I asked for these things. The people went ghost, didn't hear from them, right? Didn't hear from these folks for 2 months. And here they came back and said, we will be happy to offer you this, that, and the fourth. I get on the call, and the lady says, well, we can't do this, and we can't do that. And my audacious mind said, oh, okay, great. So I asked, and I stood 10 toes down on the very things that I asked for, because I said, in this year, you can tell me no. That's what I need y'all to understand. You can tell me no, baby. It ain't gonna make no difference. I ain't gonna have more than, I ain't gonna have no less than when I walk through the door than what I asked for. I knew in that conversation I wasn't gonna have no less. So it didn't matter. I stood 10 toes down. Let me tell you what them people said. Yes to everything that you asked for. Here's what I'm telling you in 2026. If you playing small, it's because you are choosing to play small. If you're not getting what you want, it's because you are choosing to settle for less. And in this season of your life, it's going to require some audacity. It's going to require you to be more audacious. It's going to require if folks ain't raising their eyebrows at you in 2026, if folks ain't saying, if folks ain't, look at that when I did like that. I didn't like how my chin was looking, but if folks ain't doing that in 2026, baby, it ain't big enough. Baby, you settling. Okay, I need folks to raise their eyebrows when they see Brandi Harvey coming into the room. Well, there she go with her audacious self. There she go. Listen, I need you to be going up in here in rooms. People got to understand in this season, you not settling for nothing less. You not coming for nothing less. You not going to accept less than. You are not going to accept mediocre behavior. You are not going to accept mediocre attitudes, baby. You're not accepting it. You're not giving me scraps and crumbs when I came for a full plate. And so in 2026, baby, we coming for the full plate. I don't know about you, but baby, I'm already there. So I need you to go ahead and drop it in the chat. You going to be audacious this year? I set my word, right? By December, the word was set because I said I'm already moving in my audacity. And I set my word in December. And let me say this, because you are audacious enough, here's what you do. You give somebody else the license and the permission to walk into their own lane. You give somebody else permission to walk into their own state of audacity, that they can be audacious in what they're asking for and what they're choosing for in this season. And because I did that, my whole family then took on the word audacity. My mama said, you know what? I think that's the word. My sister said, I think that's the word. My brother said, that's the word. My little cousin said, you know what? That's the word. We going with audacity all 2026. Miss Molly said, no crumbs in 2026. I'm not getting crumbs. Let me say this, Miss Tanya. You ain't giving me no crumbs, baby. I like to eat. What the girls be eating it up. They just giving it out. Okay. The girls nowadays, they showing you we eating it up. What you gonna eat my crumbs? I ain't eat no crumbs. I can't get full off crumbs. I only can take full plates. All right. So if you coming with your crumb love, baby, I don't want it. I only take full plate love. Some of y'all got to take that on in this season. Some of y'all need that right now. This is for somebody. Okay. Some of y'all been accepting crumbs, thinking you're going to get full off crumbs. You got to tell these Negroes, baby, I don't get full off crumbs. I like a whole plate, baby. I like to sit down. I like courses. Okay, I don't do crumbs. I do courses. Okay, so for anybody come at you in this season trying to give you just enough to trying to wet your whistle, baby, we ain't doing it. Tell him to potty pipe his ass on somewhere. Okay, because we ain't doing it. We're not doing crumbs in 2026. Now that was not where I was going. I was gonna keep it cute. I wasn't trying to do that. I'm trying not to cuss. Yeah, right. But can I tell y'all my good news? Because some of y'all been riding with me over 2025. Y'all was riding with me. Some of y'all you've been riding with me for such a long time. And I just got to tell y'all, it was so many people that over the years have been saying, Brandi, girl, you know you a preacher. Girl, Brandi, you know you be preaching. Girl, Brandi, if you heard me pray, they say, Brandi, you know you be praying all these things, right? And I have always said that I would never go back to school. I'll get to questions. Justice Legacy, I got your question. How do you find your life purpose? You're about to hear it now. Okay, you're about to walk into it. So over 10 years ago, I applied to seminary, to Emory, to Candler School of Theology. And your girl got into Candler School of Theology, and I deferred the first year. Then I said I was going to go back in 2015, and I deferred again in 2015 and never went back. So God got a funny way because y'all, I said, over these 10 years, I said I would never go back to school. I would never. I don't want to go back to school. Y'all, when I went to speak at Princeton in October at the Faith and Food workshop, and we presented our documentary, Sisters Getting Well, to the body of people that were there, I said, y'all, I was like, oh God, I'm bored out of my mind. I would never go do this. My ADD didn't kicked in. I'm walking in and out the classes, child. I'm outside. I said, I can't do this. I can't be sitting in nobody's classroom like this. This too much, right? And then, I'm walking around Princeton. I live in Wakanda, y'all. I live in Atlanta. So, I'm used to seeing Black people at every turn. So then I'm up at Princeton and, baby, they're not used to seeing all of this fabulousness, I guess, walking around Princeton, baby. So I'm sitting up here, honey, drip down, walking around the school, honey. And I think that was just like, well, who are you? Who are you? What's going on? Listen, I said I would never go back to school. But here is what's so funny. God got such a funny way of laughing at our plans every time I make a plan. God be like, ha, 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 that was cute. I saw where you was going with that, but let's stop that, okay? So y'all, I said I would never go back to school. October 29th, I go speak at Princeton. The next day, I am on my way home, flying home from Princeton. By Friday, I tell my mentor and a graduate of Princeton Seminary, Reverend Jacqueline Glass, I tell her, I say, there was a program that they talked about when we were there in the class that really got me to put my phone down and made me sit up. And a guy named Dr. Nate Stuckey got up at Princeton University. He talked about this program at the Pharmacy. And I said, man, that sounds really cool. If I ever went to school, I would go do something like that. It's very off the beaten path. Really not, it's not the thing, right? That's like, it's not regular seminary, right? So I said, man, that was so cool. By Saturday, I have an email in my inbox from Dr. Nate Stuckey. By Monday, I'm on a call with the admissions. By Sunday, I have submitted the application to go to seminary. By the next week, I did my interview with the university. And 3 weeks ago, I got accepted into Princeton Seminary. My friend says, Miss Molly said, I dropped out of seminary because I couldn't stop smoking weed. Okay, well, that'll do it. That'll do it. You're going to have to focus, because sometimes, some of us need to realize, when we smoke, some of us smoke weed, it zaps our ambition. So I need you to think about that. I'm not against smoking weed. Y'all know your girl, sometimes we need to relax. Sometimes I don't do it every day. I don't do it all the time, but sometimes, your girl needs to relax. Now, I used to do it every day. It used to be a thing for me. But here's what I know. It zaps your ambition. Sometimes it gets you stuck on that couch, right? So we got to think about the choices that we're making as we go into 2020, as we're in 2026. Here's the thing, y'all. My friend who I tell him, he's a graduate of Princeton Seminary. I said, when I tell him I'm going, all the things, he was like, wait, what? He said, you said you would never go to school, Brandi. You said you would never do this. I said, I know, just don't take me seriously. Like the stuff I be saying, just don't even take me seriously. All 50 days, here is how your life can just totally switch gears in less than 90 days. 50 days from when I said I would never go to me getting accepted to the university. All happened in 50 days. I kid you not. 50 days. So for everybody saying they looking for it's turning around for me moment, everybody looking, wait a minute, I need some stuff to shift in the first quarter of this year. For everybody talking about, wait a minute, I need some stuff to happen in the next 90 days. I'm here to tell you, from me saying I would never to me getting accepted, all happened within 50 days. Exactly 50 days. And so I'm here to tell you, you keep looking for this long drawn out shift. God is just looking for an instant to change your life. God is just looking for that one moment when he finds an opening in your spirit, in your heart, in your mind. He's just looking for a small opening. If he get into that opening, baby, it's lights out. It's a done deal. And so for this season, for you to have the audacity to trust for you to have the audacity to be obedient, for you to have the audacity to step out in a way that people have never even thought imaginable for themselves, you are going to give somebody permission to walk boldly in this next season. You're going to give somebody permission. And this is what I need you to understand. I said I would never. I said, I don't need to go do that, baby. I don't need no schooling. I'm educated. I read. Look at all these books around me. Your girl be reading. I done done 3 books in the last 3 weeks. I got 2 that I done started this week that I'm almost halfway done with one of them. It's Wednesday. Your girl be out here getting her read on. I said, I don't need to go back to school. But here's what it is. And here's why your life is so powerful. And you don't even know it. This is why I need you to be so audacious in this season and stop being afraid. I need you to be more audacious and be brave. I need you to be audacious so you can be bold in this season. Because here's what it is. When I text my family that I got accepted, now y'all, I'm sitting in the nail salon. And my mentor said, she texted me and she said, have you heard from Princeton? I was like, no, I haven't. So then it got me all nervous because she said a friend of mine who applied as well to the program, she had got accepted that morning. I'm sitting up here like, oh shit, I ain't get in. I was sitting up here like, oh man. I pull up to the nail salon. I'm sitting in the parking lot. I don't see the email. I'm sitting here like, oh God. I get in the nail salon in the chair. I was getting a pedicure that day. I get in the chair and I'm like, oh my God, well, let me go into the portal. Let me go and check. And I see, it says the email, like your status of your application has changed, right? So I go on the portal, accepted to Princeton with the whole letter. So I screenshot it and send it to my family group chat. Like my sister immediately calls my phone like, oh my God, like girl, you got in and your girl got a scholarship. Hold on. Your girl got a scholarship. Okay, so just know that. Because I ain't been to school in 20 years. Okay, your girl graduated from Ohio State in 2005. Just know that. Okay, I done a class here. I did a class at UGA. I done a class before, right? But your girl ain't been in school for real in 20 years. Girl got a scholarship. But here's the gravity. I texted to my dad, and my dad sends me this long message like, I could just not be more proud. He was like, I am just like, Brandi, you don't even know what this did to me. Like, to read this message, like you going to an Ivy League school, He was like, you the first person in our family to go to an Ivy League school. I'm sitting up here like, oh, I didn't even know that. Cause I'm not thinking about like how ain't nobody in your family been to an Ivy League school. Now I ain't even thinking about that. That didn't even cross my mind in this process. But here's what it is. You give somebody else permission. You walk into a new season and wait a minute. That's not even been done before in our family. So then last week, me and my dad sitting on the couch, we talking. And he tells me this story. And he says, Brandi, he said, when I was performing in comedy clubs, he said, I did this comedy club in Boston one time. He said, and I was in Boston, he said, and I was at this little comedy club, but when I came out, he said, Brandi, I saw this arch. He said, when I saw this arch, it said Harvard. He said, I asked this white guy, I said, man, is that like Harvard? Like the real Harvard? And he said, yeah, what else would it be? He said, now, Brandi, I'm a country boy from West Virginia. I'm a hood nigga from Cleveland. He said, I ain't never even thought about where Harvard really was. He said, but I saw Harvard. And he said, in that moment, I said, oh my God, like I'm that close to Harvard. He said, so when you text me, Brandi, and said that you got into Princeton University, I said, oh my God, my daughter is going to an Ivy League school. He said, Brandi, you didn't know what that did to me when I found that out. Here's what I need you to understand. The weight that you carry, you don't even understand. You don't even know what you're walking into in this season just by you taking a step. What it does for the people whose shoulders you stand on, what it does for the people who came behind you. If you can walk boldly with a level of audacity in this season, imagine what people are going to say about you. Imagine what people are going to write about you. Imagine the stories that people are going to have to tell about you because you were so audacious in this season. I'm sitting up here talking to my father, one of the most successful people I've ever talked to in my life, one of the closest people that I could have to me that has achieved a great level of success. And you know what the thing that still makes him proud is that his daughter is able to achieve a level of education. His daughter is able to walk into a door that he never thought was available to him. I'm here to tell you, somebody better get audacious in this season. Somebody better have some audacity, because the moment you have some audacity, baby, can I tell you? Can I tell you what comes when you get some audacity? Baby, people gonna look at you different. People gonna talk about you different. You're gonna have a different walk when you become audacious. And I said in October that I started being audacious just by sending an email. I said, wait a minute, y'all ain't about to play in my face in this 2020. Y'all ain't gonna play in my face. So I was like, people ain't gonna play in my face in October. But then that same week, God saw an opening and he said, wait a minute, I'm going to help you be even more audacious in season. I'm going to get you to apply to school. Wait a minute, I don't want to go to school. God, there ain't nothing I want to do. I'm not trying to go do nothing like that. God said, wait a minute, you said you was going to be audacious. You said you were going to walk boldly. You're going to be fearless. You're going to be brave about some stuff you ain't even know you was going to have to be brave about. And so I know you don't want to go up there with all the whys, baby, but there's something that I need you to go get that ain't got nowhere else. I'm here to tell you. I'm just saying, I ain't coming up in here without a little bit of a testimony, right? Because we only get inspired when somebody shows us, wait a minute, what's possible, what they've been through, what they've had to jump over, what they've had to overcome, what they've had to walk through, right? So we don't get excited until we hear, wait a minute, somebody been there and done that. So I'm here to tell you, I'm walking in this new season armed and equipped for more. I'm walking into this new season because I'm standing on the shoulders of people who said, wait a minute, I didn't even know that was available to me, but my daughter. My mom was sitting in a funeral when she got the text. She said she was sitting in a funeral. She's sitting in a funeral when I sent the text and said I got into Princeton. Here she goes. She said they was sitting up here thinking she was crying about the lady who was in the casket. She said, I'm not crying about the lady that was in the casket. I'm crying because my daughter is about to do something I ain't never done before. I'm crying because my daughter is about to achieve something I never thought what I was able to achieve. My daughter is about to walk. Imagine what would happen if you said in this season, I'm going to be audacious. Imagine what would happen if you said this season, I'm going to put fear behind me and I'm going to walk boldly to what's in front of me. Imagine what would happen if you said, wait a minute, God, I'm about to do the unthinkable because you said you would do exceedingly abundantly above all. I'm about to walk boldly because I know abundance is my birthright. I'm about to walk boldly because I know you got cattle on 1,000 hills. I'm about to walk boldly because in my Father's house there are many mansions. What are you scared about in 2026? Some of y'all gotta be more audacious. I don't know. I just came to be a messenger. I just said, wait a minute, it's Wednesday, 2026. It's a winning Wednesday. Baby, folks gotta understand that they can go out here and win. You gotta go out here and win. But you know what's gonna keep you from winning in 2026? Here's the thing that's gonna keep you from winning in 2026. Some of y'all gonna have to stop lying to yourself. Hold on, let me fall out my seat. Some of y'all gonna have to stop lying to yourself in 2026. Some of y'all gonna have to stop lying. Some of y'all gonna have to tell the truth. You're gonna have to tell the truth. You gotta start telling the truth. Wait a minute. Some of y'all need to go learn yourself some stuff. Some of y'all gonna have to stop lying to yourself. You're not as fine as you think you are. You're gonna have to learn yourself something. You ain't as smart as you think you are. Gonna have to learn yourself something. You're gonna have to stop lying to yourself. In 2026, that's the thing that's gonna hinder you from being or having that audacity. You lying. You over here lying. The other thing, you lying to folks. You over here lying to people. You over here lying to people. What have we always talked about? Discipline has receipts. Some of y'all are gonna have to pull some receipts in 2026 so people know it's real. But you can't pull no receipts if you lying. See, because everything that's done in the dark sure enough gonna come to the light. So you can tell people what you doing in the dark, but if you ain't got no receipts to prove it, it's just a myth. It's just make-believe. It's delulu. It's delusion. How you gonna win and be more audacious in 2026? You're gonna have to focus on you. You're gonna have to focus on you. You are going to have to focus on you. The inner work is going to be the most imperative thing that you do in this season. The inner work in your life is going to be so imperative in this season. The things that you do in the dark that do not come with applause, they do not come with recognition, they do not come with an award, they do not come with a content creation, it don't come with a reel, it don't come with a TikTok, it don't come with that. The inner work is going to be the most important thing that you do in 2026. Some of y'all are so focused on what's going on the outside. Y'all want to get engagement. Y'all want to get people to like your post. You don't even like you. How you want somebody else to come engage with you, like you, double tap on your life, and you ain't double tapped on it? How you want somebody else to pour into you, love on you, treat you fair, treat you kindly, treat you with all of this, and you ain't willing to do the same thing to yourself? The inner work is going to be the most important thing that you do in 2026. It is going to fuel your audacity. Because what you do in your quiet time is going to give you the ammunition to go out here and fight the battle on the front line than when you walk outside of your door. It's the requirement. And so every time somebody says what they don't have time to do, guess what? You ain't focused on you. You ain't got time to work out. You ain't focused on you enough. You can't make it to the gym for an hour out the day. You can't make a walk for 20 minutes. You can't sit down and get quiet to meditate and turn everything out and tune everybody out for 20 minutes. And you want somebody to then engage with you in your life. You're not engaged with you. Oh, I know that's going to burn some folks up. Hold on. I know I'm on somebody's street, baby. Call me Amazon Prime, baby. I'm on the street. Honey, delivery is at $237. $237. Delivery arrived. Packaged arrived. Because you got to understand that the inner work that you are to do in your life, you ain't been in therapy, but everything in your spirit has been saying, oh, I got to get in therapy. I got to talk to somebody. I got to clear some things up. I got to get some stuff clear. I got to have some clarity in my life. I got to get over some humps that keep presenting obstacles in everything that I do. Every relationship that you have, here you are self-sabotaging because you ain't done the inner work. Every time you arguing with folks online in the comments, baby, you ain't done that inner work. You over here fussing and fighting in the sorority meet. It's because you haven't done the inner work. This is going to require something from you. You're going to have to put some chips on the table. And the chips that you're going to put on the table, baby, they come from the inner bank account right here. If you're not willing to have the hard, tough conversations with yourself, by yourself, for yourself, through yourself, about yourself, then how then are you going to go out here and have the hard, uneasy conversations with somebody else? How then are you going to expect them to love you, see you, honor you when you won't even take the time to honor your mind, your body, and your spirit? It's going to be required of you if you want to be audacious. Now, I'm only talking to the people who want to be audacious in 2026. I'm not talking to you who stuck, still doing the same shit in 2025. See, some of y'all too opinionated about other people online. And we need to leave that in 2025. I got my Redefining Wealth mug. Shout out to my homegirl, Patrice Washington, because we redefining what our life look like. Okay? We got to focus on the inner work. The inner work. The health. We are not making no more resolutions about oh, I'm gonna lose 15 pounds. Some of y'all stop putting a weight down there. Some of y'all, I gotta lose 30 pounds. Okay, stop that. Move that. Remove that off the list. I'm gonna help save some of y'all right now. Here's what you got. Move my body every day. Don't put no weight to it. Don't put no number on it. Move my body every day. Imagine that. Now that's a resolution, because some of y'all ain't moved since Juvenile told you to back that ass up at 99. Okay, some of y'all ain't moved since then. Last time a workout saw you, T-Pain was buying you a drink. He was in love with a stripper the last time you were in somebody's workout. Okay, so this not saying you got to go get a gym membership. This is saying move your body every day. You don't want to be outside. You don't like gyms. Get you a walking pad. You be in the office all day, then you should have a raised desk with a walking pad. You don't like to do, they got YouTube videos. Y'all, I literally, when I am in a hotel room and I don't want to go down to the gym, or maybe I forgot my tennis shoes, y'all know what I do? I prop my phone up. I put on a YouTube 20-minute video, 20-minute workout on YouTube. I pull it up. This is not something I don't do. I pull up a 20-minute YouTube video, and for 20 minutes, I do a little cardio in my room, in the hotel. If I didn't bring my tennis shoes and I can't get down to the gym, I get my little 20 minutes on, I put on a little workout, and boom. Okay, let me go and jump in the shower, get ready to start my day. It doesn't require a whole lot. It just requires you to be intentional. It doesn't require that you hit a certain calorie deficit. It doesn't require that you hit a certain amount of steps every day. Yeah, that is wonderful if you do that. We applaud you. But for some of us who ain't been moving since they was putting DuckTales on TV, then if you caught that, then you know how old your ass is. So okay, so just go walking. Miss Tanya said, stop it. Just move your body every day. Just go walking. Said, shift your mind. They said, I got pedals under my desk. Miss Molly said she got pedals up under her desk. While she's sitting there, she just moving her little legs. Okay, call her Nemo. She just fluttering up under her desk. She like a duck. You don't even know. You don't even know all the work she putting in up under the desk. Can't nobody see it, right? So wherever you are, the focus has got to be on you. You got to focus on you. You got to get that inner work done. You got to start doing the things that are not easy every day. I did a interview on the Zeal, Aging with Zeal podcast back in the summer. I taped this episode. This was probably like maybe July. I don't even remember when I taped this episode. But when I taped the episode, they started, rolling out some clips. And one of the clips is on my Instagram. And I said, we want everything to be easy. We want everything to be easy. We want to have easy conversations. We want to do easy things, easy workouts every day. We just want to have these lives of ease. Everything is not meant to be easy. Sometimes you're going to have tough conversations. Sometimes you're going to experience tough things. There are going to be some hurdles that we all have to be equipped to jump over. And if you do not want to be taken out and taken under, you have got to prepare yourself that hard times are coming. You do not prepare for war in the times of war. You prepare for war in the times of peace. And so some of y'all got to start stacking the arsenal because everything been so easy and you ain't got nothing ready for when the shit get hard and when things hit the fan. Okay? So we got to focus on the inner work. In 2026, if we just going to be more audacious in 2026, y'all know what we going to do? We going to stop doing think pieces about people's lives in 2026. We're going to stop doing think pieces about other people's life. Do a think piece on yourself. If you feel so compelled to get your behind up and make your phone a green screen and do all that for the app and be sitting up in front of something and giving your opinion, please, the first thing that you do, give a think piece on your life. Because some of y'all out here running rampant, baby, giving think pieces on here, there, and everybody else but you. Imagine if those tables were turned and everybody had a think piece about you. What they talking about? Is it worth talking about? I don't know. Is it worth mentioning? Is it worth saying? Is it worth doing? Is it worth somebody setting up their tripod to give you some energy? Listen, in 2026, quit all this think piecing about everybody else. Quit all this, let me go talk about what's, baby, y'all, because leave people dresses in 2025. Y'all, I wasn't gonna say nothing. I wasn't gonna say nothing, y'all. I was not gonna. I have talked about this in my friend group, me and my sister, you know, my homegirl, baby. Y'all give more energy and effort to what somebody got on. Y'all done gave more energy and effort to what dress somebody wore in 2025 that it done made this way all the way to daytime talk. Y'all done gave more think pieces about who a woman of God is supposed to be. Baby, y'all got more energy to talk about the wrong thing and the least amount to talk about the right thing. We have become so inundated with BS in this culture. Y'all will try your best to talk about everybody else and what they doing. And imagine if somebody put a green screen up and talked about your little raggedy tail. Baby, they wouldn't have nothing to talk about. That's why they're not talking. But child, in this season, I wish we would spend more time focused on the right thing. Honey, I wish we would spend more time giving folks some grace. I wish we would spend some more time honoring women and stop telling them what they not and what they not supposed to be and what a woman of God looks like. You know, part of the reason why I did not want to go to seminary, part of the reason why I did not want to go to seminary is because of what I have seen play out with Dr. Carey. Part of the reason why I said there ain't no place for me there, I don't want to go up in there and do that. I don't want to play that game. I don't want to go, God use me. If you can use anything, you can use me somewhere else. I said I did not want to go to seminary all of these years because of the exact motion, the exact vigor, the exact just foolishness that y'all have given Dr. Carey Bryant over the last 2 weeks. That is the very reason why I said I don't want to go do with that, because so much of femininity has been taken out of the church. So much of what we think, how a modest woman, what a woman is supposed to be, how she's supposed to dress, how she's supposed to act, how she's supposed to talk, how she's supposed to sit, all the things, so much has been misconstrued, has been just totally, it's like an abomination. And what I have seen over the last 2 weeks, child, of how folks didn't just try to annihilate this woman for this dress, child. First of all, I wish y'all niggas would in 2020. That's a woman of God. That is a woman of God. Because, baby, the way y'all then sat up here and made all these think pieces about this woman, about her, all the things, God, it is so disheartening. I had to send Carrie a message. I said, I am so proud of the way you have navigated this season in your life. I am so proud of how you have handled yourself. Because, baby, let me say this. The very reason why I said I did not want to go she has given me the permission to walk boldly up into Princeton Seminary, just the way I am. Baby, over the knee boots, bodysuits, honey, backless, strapless, and everything else that I choose, or however I choose to look or show up on that day. She has given me permission. Let me just tell y'all right now, she has given me permission because I said they need to see women. Women need to walk boldly in this season of who they are and stand firm in that, no matter what that looks like, no matter what that sounds like, no matter what baby. I ain't gonna say no more on it because I don't. This ain't no think piece about it. This is just, if you got the audacity in 2026 to talk about anybody, it better be you talking about yourself. If you got the audacity to get up on this here good internet and talk about anything, please let you be the forerunner in the conversation, because there is too much work that needs to be done. There is too much that needs to happen with our people. There is too much that we have to navigate and manage and jump over hurdles and fly over tall buildings and scale buildings as Black women. There is so much that we got to do, and y'all up in here focused on the wrong thing. Listen, if you gonna do it, just know if you got the audacity. So every time you about to pull out you about to become a keyboard killer, and you about to get your finger to tapping before you get on your phone and you set your tripod up and you want to let everybody know how smart you are. I want you to lead the conversation with you. I want you to lead in there with this what I'm doing, this what I got going on. How y'all doing? How y'all feeling? This is me. Let me give you a short look at my shortcomings, and then let's go on into it. That's all I want. Cause child, y'all done wore that woe folk out. Y'all done wore me out. I said, I told Carly, I said, this don't make no sense. At this point, it don't make no sense. It don't make no sense. So anyway, that's all I'm gonna say about that. In 2026, we got nothing but audacity. All right, we got nothing but audacity. One of the questions I saw earlier in the comments, yet we are still talking about this dress. Let's move on. Okay, Belinda, here's the thing. I said what I said, and that's it. Okay. Yet here we are, and yet here you are in the comments. Now, if we're gonna have audacity in the comments, just know audacity come with something. Okay, and I'm feeling very audacious. I'm feeling very audacious, very fearless, very bold, very emboldened. I'm walking in such power and authority that baby people will catch strays. So govern yourself accordingly. Okay, govern yourself accordingly. So I did see a comment earlier in the comments about how do you find your life's purpose? And I think that, in finding my own life's purpose, it's been about finding the thing that I'm extremely passionate about and walking into that. And it's sprouted. It's like it's bloomed. When I first graduated from college, I was like, I'm going to be a teacher. And I went to do that. Right. I became a high school teacher. I said, I want to kick the truth to the young Black youth. That's what I said I want to do. And it has now evolved into me being a teacher with a totally different platform, right? With a totally different platform. So you have to find the thing that you're very good at. Find the thing. I've been always good at teaching people and telling people a better way to live, showing people a better way to live, using my life as evidence of how that can happen, right? I've always been good at doing that. But the evolution of what has happened is, I became a high school teacher, and then I became a certified group fitness instructor and a personal trainer. And then I, became the executive director of the foundation, and we started mentoring programs. We started the mentoring programs in 2009, the Steve Harvey mentoring programs. That evolved with us doing mentoring programs all across the country. I still found myself teaching, right? All of those things have carried me into becoming a better version of myself, but a better teacher, right? So now You see me, I did Beyond Her, did weekly newsletters, created a podcast over on Beyond Her, use my voice to teach people a better way to live. And then now, over the last 3 years have been able to do Vaughn Empowers Talks, where I use those conversations as a classroom for people to be able to learn something new, do something new, experience something new, have a better outlook on people in the world, right? It gives us that opportunity. This is my classroom. So Vaughn Empowers Talks becomes my classroom. Princeton University is now going to become a different classroom for me. It's going to give me some tools that I did not know I needed in this next season of my life. It's going to prepare me to walk boldly into a new season, a new chapter, a new era of my life. And I think that all of us just have to be open to the process of the unfolding. We want things to come packaged, ready for output, right? Ready for output, ready to do it. We want everything to just come ready-made. It's not. There has to be an unfolding process. There has to be a process where we start to, wait a minute, I like that, I don't like that. I'm really good at that. I found out I'm not good at that. We have to be open to the unfolding of it all. Unfolding. Y'all, we so ready to just become ready-made. It's the becoming. What Michelle Obama had her whole memoir, Becoming. She didn't just show up as that. She had destiny, right? She had a calling. She had an anointing, but she had to evolve. She had to become what we knew as what a beautiful, Black, strong, smart, intelligent first lady of the United States looked like, right? She had to become that version of herself. She needed all the things, all the steps. Some of us want to skip the steps. You want to skip the steps. Y'all want to immediately get there. It don't happen like that. I thought even when I started doing the show, we're about to be 3 years. I thought that, the show, we're going to take off. We're going to get all these subscribers and it's just going to be lights out. It's been a slow grind, a slow build. But the thing about it is I consistently show up every week. Every week, y'all have a new episode consistently. We show up, we shoot the shows. They're not all, I don't think every show is spectacular. Let's just get that. I don't think every show is spectacular. I know that every week I don't hit that out the park. Some conversations are tougher than others. Some people are more giving than others in the conversation. Some people are ready to pour and to share and to give out when we have those conversations. I ask those questions, and some people don't. They come guarded. They don't have that storytelling capability. And so my job is to try to pull as much as I can, but I'm only working what I got. Right. And so everything is not going to be extremely like, oh my God, life-changing interview. But each conversation has made me better. Each conversation has stretched me in ways that I didn't know I was going to be stretched when I sat behind their microphone. Each time it stretched me. You got to be open to the unfolding, the becoming of the process. Had I not sat down and done that very first episode, I would not be sitting up here looking at how we're moving into season 4. If I had not sat down and said, I'm going to do this, and we're not going to look back, and we're not going to stop. We're not going to quit. We're not going to give up. That's it. And Miss Molly said, consistency is the key. I tell y'all all the time, David Shands came and did the show the first season, and he told me consistency is the cheat code. What is going to make you consistent? Where you show up every single week, that you drop episodes, that you were at the same time every single week. And I heard him, and his voice has never left. And that has been the cheat code for what we're doing and what we're building. It is that I keep showing up no matter what. So you don't hit it out the park. Okay. It didn't hit the millions of views. That interview didn't get the hundreds and hundreds and thousands of views. Okay, so what? Next interview. I move right on to the next one. Okay, we'll see what the next one does. We'll see what the next one does. We're just going to keep showing up. All right. So with that, I just know that whatever purpose you feel you've been called to do, the inner work is the most important part of the purpose. That's the most important. People don't get this version of me If I don't sit down and I don't read, I don't set the time to study, I don't set the time to meditate and get quiet and tune everybody out and sit down and just be by myself in my thoughts with nothing on, with nobody talking to me. I am good for putting my phone on do not disturb. I allow myself the chance to let me recalibrate, let me get back center, let me tap into the source, right? The God that is all here around us in everything, in every person, every spirit, everything that we come in contact, we are having divine communication with the Father. And so when you understand that you are one with the Father, when you understand you are divine in your nature and who you are born divine, you will sit down and get quiet. Because how is you gonna know? How is you gonna hear? How is you gonna get the download, right? You got to get the download, and that requires you to be quiet. So the inner work is the most important work that I'm going to do, right? That's why I said, in order for you to be audacious in 2026, you gotta be able to do the inner work. You got to be able to do the things that nobody sees. This is not the post. All y'all who make these posts every week, every day, y'all, oh, let me take a picture of my journal and my Bible and my book and all this. Okay. Okay. Now that you got content for the day, sit your ass down and read. Now that you got content for the day, sit your behind down and get to the business of it all. Y'all so busy trying to make a post about everything and everything is content. Yeah, cool. It can be, but where is the mystery to your life? Where's the privacy? Where is the thing that just becomes you, that's just yours, that you hold sacred for yourself, that is not for the world to consume? One of the things that is so beautiful, like as much as people get to see of me online, so much of my private life never makes any Insta story, any photo. You know, I was doing my year-end recap on my video, and I realized I was like, I don't really be taking my phone out that much. I don't really have that many videos. When I went through the year, I was like, damn, I don't really have a whole lot to pull from, because I realized that so much of my life is in the living of my life. It's in the living. I'm in the doing. I'm in the memory making business. I'm in the memory making business. I am in the business of creating memories with my family, with the people that I love, with my friends, the people that I hold. So guess what? You ain't gonna see my phone come out. You ain't gonna see me recording who there. You're not gonna see that, because there is a level of sacredness that your life has to have if you are gonna go to the next level. Because everybody doesn't need to be privy to how you move it. Everybody does not need to be privy to how you shake it. Prime example, I saw online this morning, there was a woman in Chicago, lady in Chicago. She did one of these. She was stopped on the street and they asked her, how much do you pay for rent in Chicago? She said, I pay $17.50. The man says, it's one of those sites where they say, well, can we see your place? She takes him to her place to show what she gets for rent in Chicago for $17.50. He walks in. It's this beautiful apartment. Like, she has it all done up. It's very, a lot of things in there, right? Has this long hallway as you walk in, hardwood floors, beautiful apartment. She says, I was homeless for 8 years. She says, when you come in, there's a mural on the wall of a painting of Chicago, right? It's of the skyline of downtown Chicago. It shows a portrait of the city. She said, right here, she points to the picture. She said, right here, I was homeless for 8 years. I was eating out of trash cans. I was moving around. I was homeless for 8 years. And I finally was able to get this apartment a couple years ago. And I've been so happy. And I wanted to commemorate that by putting it on the wall. She continues to give him a tour of her home. The video goes viral. The video goes viral. And so the company that manages the property, that owns the property, were like, oh my God, they got all this influx of people who wanted to get rent in the building, all these things. But then guess what? It was people who paid more than her for rent. And they were upset. They're like, wait a minute, How she only paying $17.50? I pay X amount of it. I want my rent, da 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 da. She went to re-sign her lease. She paid up. And guess what? 3 months later, the rental companies, the people said, hey, something's come up. We're gonna have to, remove your lease, all this and that. We need you out of there. They have now motioned to try to evict her from that property because now, guess what? They found like, wait a minute, we can go get some more money if we get her up out this $17.50. Here's what I'm trying to tell y'all. Some of y'all so busy trying to get notoriety. You're so busy trying to be visible. But if you allowed yourself to have a sacred place, if you allowed yourself to let your blessing be your blessing and not make mention for everybody else, it not be fodder, it not be content, you can sit around and live your life smooth and easy. But because you want to invite everybody in, because you want to let everybody in on the party, because you want to give everybody an invite, now you have given other people the invite to come in and cause havoc and disruption in your life. At some point, something has gonna have to be sacred for you in this season to do the inner work of your life. The sacred moments that you have for yourself are not meant for everybody. Those sacred moments that you have for yourself are not meant to be content. Those sacred moments are not meant to be an Instagram reel. It's not to go in CapCut. It's for you to cut some things in your life privately so that you can go out here and publicly be who you've been called and anointed to be. But because you want to show everybody the development process, guess what happens? You got people that's going, okay. Now, I'm just sharing that. That ain't for everybody. Somebody be like, oh, Brandi, I don't know. Girl, let me tell you, some stuff going to have to be private. Some stuff you're going to have to keep to yourself. Because the moment you let everybody out and let everybody in, here come the vultures ready to tear down because you got a little more than what they got. Hold on. You got something that they ain't got. Wait a minute. I'm entitled to that. No, you're not. So be mindful in this season why the sacred time is so important. Be mindful in this season of why you are called to create a space that is just for you. Be mindful in this season. So with that, it's Winning Wednesday. You already know the vibes. It's your girl, Brandi Harvey. We done already got to it. We done gone through it, honey. We done preached. We done brought it in. We done called people to the carpet. We done called some stuff out. We done called some stuff in. We done said, look, all the things, right? But we're going to be audacious all 2026. It's Winning Wednesday. You already know the vibes. It's your girl, Brandi Harvey. Until next time, new episode, season 4, drops tomorrow, 10 a.m. Vaughn Powers Talks. The season opener, Erica Dixon from Love and Hip Hop. We sit down and we talk motherhood. We talk all the things with her, this new chapter of her life. Season 4 drops tomorrow. Erica Dixon, 10 a.m. Vaughn Powers Talks. Looking forward to a wonderful, wonderful, audacious 2026. Until next time, eat well, give a damn, move your body every single day.